Hello. Checking with the first three chapters of the Stone Wolves, a galactic football league novel, a novella. This is off of the main sequence. It's by Scott Sigler, co-written with Hutchinson, J.C. Hutchinson, which is what he does with his novellas. He sort of, I think. Sigler has talked about it as sort of his James Pattison play, where he works with other authors, and I think he kind of helps. He kind of does the helps with the plotting out and stuff like that. They go away and write it, and then he kind of does a run pass through it, so it's Siglerized, galactic footballized. Um, and these books haven't been they've been the side stories. They've been the kind of the filling in of this galactic football universe. It's in the future. Humanity has spread out, but more importantly, they've come in contact with and been sort of subsumed into a Cretorokian empire of these aliens, the Cretorokians. And there's a whole bunch of different political things, and there's a big, giant outside invading force that's coming in is one of the things. But this is all in the context of the main books, which are basically all following Quentin Barnes as he progresses his way through different positions, different levels, as this ends up being the star football quarterback for this Galactic Football League, which is this this the for what the hell is his team name? God, I can't even remember what his team name is at the moment because we're not in that particular story. But his particular team, the Krakens, of course. He's the quarterback, but all the other positions are played by various different size of aliens. But so there's all these. It's basically sports stories. Each book is sort of another season as they kind of they rise up through the ranks, and he becomes more and more mature. He goes from being kind of a racist, naive asshole, raised on this very religious backwater planet, sort of like maybe some southern good old boy who comes to the NHL and has to, highly segregated, very religious, and has to actually play with people of of different races and different backgrounds. And this is indeed what Quentin Barnes goes through and develops and actually becomes a leader. These are all the novellas are all the kind of the side stories, and that seems to be what the Stone Wolves is going to be. We're focusing this time on Quentin Barnes' father, is what seems to be the thing in his past of being someone who seems to possess the same ability as Quentin Barnes does, of the strange thing of being able to basically kind of time slows down and he's running at full speed, and he can see all the possibilities, kind of glowing lines of different possibilities, which for Quentin Barnes on the football field makes him a great quarterback. Seems to have made his father a deadly assassin, and but he's now no longer the deadly assassin. He's just basically kind of a firefly kind of crew trying to kind of do jobs to make money, but he's ended up this far through, and he's dead broke again, and so he's having to take this job where he's supposed to pick up this package, and there's some young idiot who tries to pull something on him, and it turns out that he is actually taking something to dull his senses, because when he's revved up, he's just a killing machine. And indeed, if it wasn't for the fact that he was dulled, he would have killed this idiot who tries to pull a fast one on them. Would have driven a knife right through his eyeball without having even thought about it. But the drugs slow him down enough that he actually pauses. Because it's like, I don't kill people anymore. I'm not killing people anymore. So they get the package, and it opens, and there's a message in there. It seems to be a very personal message to him of in the land of the blind, the one-eyed woman is king or something like that. One-eyed woman, and we've had a prologue where the killer has been taking down all these people to rescue this woman, and you wonder, it's like, okay, is that Quentin's father, and was this maybe a mother or some other woman in his past? Maybe not his mother, because they don't seem to have been in the same business as Quentin's father has, whose name, of course, is escaping me right now. I'm going to have to learn these things. I always do this at the beginning of the novel. I can't even get their names stuck in my head. But we have the crew, and it's interesting. This book theoretically was one that you could have read before the gangster, which makes sense because I think there's a number of people on his crew here which don't make it out alive from the gangster, which is like, it's kind of like, oh, that's a shame. You don't want to kind of have that in your head, because you're getting to enjoy the characters. It's all very much told in Sigler's very kind of efficient meat and potatoes, but driving kind of driving language. I do like that he, at this point, that they don't kill people. They're not assassins, because I like that I don't particularly enjoy the murderous side of things that happens in some of Sigler's other books that I have read, or which I didn't find as engaging because the characters weren't maybe sympathetic, because they're basically killers, soldiers. It just wasn't as interesting. Now, Quentin's father definitely is an ex-soldier, so I guess we'll see how things develop. But yeah, that's the start of the Stn Wlvs by Scott Sigler, and I think it's J.C. Hutchins. I'll have to take a look at that. All right, more videos later.